Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of the Gecko Podcast. My name is James, and today I'm joined by my friend Laura.
Hello.
And if you like how this is going, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we're just going to be talking about junk for the next 20 minutes, so strap yourselves in. So,
Love it.
yeah, So recently I watched a movie on Netflix, and it was a Netflix original. And they're always just great movies. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, you can come across like good ones and bad ones. The same thing can be said for the other movie that I watched called How It Ends. It's a movie starring Theo James from the Divergent series and Forrest Whitaker. And
Okay.
I gotta say right now, I spent most of the movie staring at Forrest Whitaker's lazy eye. Um, it is it is so easy to do that because when he's looking at the screen and he's trying to be really serious and everything, it's like only one of your eyes is staring at the person right now. Like, what's that other one doing there, buddy?
Seriously, good actor though.
Yeah,
Watch
yeah.
Butler in, and I'm sort of like, you okay? You okay, buddy?
It's like he's a great actor, don't get me wrong, but I find that it's very simple to say if you pick up on something during a movie that an actor is doing, or a certain inconsistency with what's going on, it's very easy to just zone out of the movie itself and just focus in on that one thing. And
I know.
I do
Exhibit
that
A.
way too much.
Exhibit A. Every Matthew McConaughey film.
His accent. Mate, absolutely. Like when I went to go and see what was it? Interstellar in theaters. Like, brilliant movie. Probably would have enjoyed it a little bit more if they didn't have Matthew McConaughey as the main character. But
That's all right. They called it Space Cowboys too.
yeah, pretty much. But the funny thing was that at the start of the movie, they have him in a dream sequence, and you can barely he's barely audible. You can't even hear what he's saying. And then when he wakes up, his daughter walks in and he has a conversation with her, but he's half asleep. But then again, you don't really need to know what he's saying anyway because it's Matthew McConaughey and you can never really understand what he's saying. It's like, what did you just say? I was really hoping there would have been subtitles, to be completely honest. Essentially, just the Matthew McConaughey translator. All right means, yeah, cool.
And it's not like a normal subtitle. It's like one of those children's karaoke ones where the little ping pong ball comes along and
Yes.
goes, all right, right, all right.
Every time he says something, it's got the little karaoke ping pong ball going across it. Just and my name is Matthew McConaughey. It's like, holy Jesus.
On every syllable, Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah. But I'd love that if that was with other people as well. Like for Arnold Schwarzenegger, you'd go back and watch Predator, and it'd come up with the bit with the whole get to the chopper scene near the end. It would come up with the subtitles, and then it would just have the ping pong ball just once again fly on in and teach you how to say it. It'd be great.
This needs to happen. It can be a whole series.
Oh, I'd love it. It'd be great. Sylvester Stallone, although he's easier to know what he's saying, unless you watch the first Rocky movie.
Adrian!
Yeah. That's the only scene where it comes up. It's like Rocky karaoke edition, and the whole movie is completely normal up until that one scene where it comes up with him yelling out Adrian. It just comes up with the ping pong ball.
Just 3, 2, 1, Adrian!
Comes up with a perfect score at the end, like SingStar. Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Oh, it'd be so easy to sing because karaoke nights are all about getting smashed.
Oh, well, I mean, there was that one karaoke night that you and me went to at one of our friends' places where his grandma his grandma's room was right underneath the floor that we were playing like Just Dance on. It was nothing like
Oh,
karaoke night. God.
so
The
that was Just Dance. I think you're getting it confused with us going to the bar with
yeah, yeah.
Kook.
Oh, yeah. And we're gonna have him on in like a future episode, like talking about like computers and rap and stuff like that. God, if he listens to this, he'll be like, "You fucking what, mate?" Um,
Oh my god, computers! Oh my god, Tech Nine!
yeah, that's what the whole episode's gonna be like. Yeah, but like, you know, Netflix has a bunch of great things on it at the moment.
I did get pretty annoyed with the most recent lineup of Netflix stuff. Like, I can appreciate that they do have a bit of a good lineup. It's just that I was promised Jurassic Park movies and they're not there.
Yeah, I
I
I know what you mean. Yeah, like it's been ages since I've seen the Jurassic Park movies. Like I haven't seen them since I was a kid,
They
and
don't even have Independence Day on there, and I would need some Jeff Goldblum. Seriously.
everyone needs their hit of Jeff Goldblum every now and again.
He was cool.
I mean, you don't even need it for his acting. You just need to see him, and you're like, all right, I'm done.
I just need to see that picture that someone edited of like Jeff Goldblum like laying down on the lounge and like Sam Neill like listening to his belly.
Yeah,
Have you seen that picture? That's
I
such a good.
I think I have.
I've got it saved somewhere because I wanted it to be a cover photo for something.
That's perfect. Um, no, like I guess in a way they have put one movie that you could say is kind of similar. They put up the animated Godzilla movies, which yes, there is such a thing. Um
Yes.
yeah, they're anime and but they're not regular anime. They're the whole like anime seems to be doing a thing at the moment where they're like, "Oh, we can either do this normally or we could do it in really badly poorly rendered CG." And that'll just make it look like so much better. And it doesn't. If you want a really good example of like really shit like or really bad CG in an anime, look no further than the Berserk series. Like the newer Berserk series. That's just awful. Like absolutely awful.
I need to get anime.
Yes, you've been out of anime for far too long.
Yes, I've had my brief stint with Full Metal Alchemist and um good old Elliot Brothers slowly bringing me back.
Yeah. I like for Christmas my brother bought me the Full Metal Alchemist. Like he bought me almost all of the DVDs except one. He was like, "Oh yeah, no, you can buy that one." So I went to Supernova earlier this year to go and find the other DVD and
Mhm.
to meet the voice actor of Edward. And I get to the Madman Entertainment stall, and they've only got two DVDs. And I was like, "Oh, okay. Do you have like part 5?" And they were like, "Part 5? What are you talking about?" No, they recently got turned into just two separate DVDs with all of the episodes on them. And
Okay.
I was like, how long ago did this happen? Like, what the hell? So if I want that other part, I'm either going to have to buy it on eBay or go and take a look on Amazon, which apparently doesn't ship to Australia anymore.
Because nobody likes Amazon here.
Okay, you watch your mouth.
No, seriously, like I saw it on the news. They were like, "Oh yeah, it's prime time. Guess what's for sale? It's a 30 pack of Zero." I only want to shop on Amazon if I can have that little drone come and give me what I want.
Yeah, me too. That'd be sick.
I'd buy so many books just to see that thing come over.
Yeah. Well, weren't they gonna do the same with Domino's?
they were going to do Domino's. Domino's had like this idea of having like this little sort of truck thing going along the thing. It looked almost like a recycling bin,
Yeah.
but white.
Yeah. I think it was called like Drew or something.
Something like that as DRU.
Yeah.
And I remember somebody writing underneath when they were like, "Oh, announcing the tests for Drew." Someone was like, "Can you imagine how much meth the local druggers are going to be slinging through one of these bad boys?" And I thought, I can see that happening where I live.
Either that or just like stealing them, outright stealing them, and saying like, "Oh yeah, nah, this is my Domino's like delivery drone. Like, what up?" And then you get like some underground like drone battling ring or something going on. Oh,
they gotta
so
have
cool.
some sort of defense mechanism for things like that. That's why I can understand like the whole flying thing, but not just like Drew's coming around.
Drew's coming around. He'll be there in exactly 2 hours. It's like, but my pizza's gonna be cold by then. Yeah, but Drew is coming around. Okay, sure, whatever. I get to see Drew. My pizza will be stone cold, but Drew.
Can you imagine him just puttering up the road? Like, my local Domino's is pretty far away. I can't picture him going.
And I live up a hill, so it'd just be like slowly sliding down the hill. Like, it'd just come up a bit, and then, you know, like a dog would run up and start sniffing it, and Drew would just keep on driving really slowly, puttering along, and then, like, about, 20 minutes later, finally reaches my house. I've got stairs. How the hell is he going to make it up the stairs? Like,
you just hear the servos moving like
3 hours later, man, my pizza's really taken a long time. Walk outside, there's Drew upside down, wheels spinning. About 5 dogs sniffing it.
Master, pizza here.
That will be $875. That's a lot of money, Drew. What? Why? Because I have fallen over and cannot get back up.
I can just picture something like that happening. You'd be upset to pay the $800 for your pizza, but you'd go, shit, a robot just gave me pizza.
Yeah. And if you didn't, the robot would send, like, pictures of it in, like, being, like, really sad and, like, saying, like, upset things. Like, "Oh, I fell over. My wheels don't work the way they used to. I need to get a new wheel now. That'll be $5. But just remember, you did this." And you're like, "Okay, fine, I'll pay the $800.
Just, you did this. Remember that you did this.
Wake up to a phone call early in the morning, just like, "Hello, this is Drew. You did this to me. Drew, it's 5 in the morning. Why are you calling me? I want my money to get fixed. Drew, piss off." Then you're in court against Drew. Oh, man.
Because they had little faces.
Yeah. And it was a constant smiling face, so that's even worse.
There's this old movie, I can't remember, I think it's a Kubrick movie. And there's this robot that runs someone's house, and then it turns evil and, like, tries to kill him.
Oh, yeah, I've also seen that episode of The Simpsons.
Yeah, so it's actually based on an actual movie.
Yeah, remember that episode of The Simpsons. Very, very clearly. Like, wasn't Pierce Brosnan also the voice of the house or something?
Yeah, and, like, I think, there was, like, a few other voices that they could do, and then, like, Lisa was like, "Oh yeah, Pierce Brosnan."
Yeah, and one of them was Matthew Perry, and it was like, could I be any more of a house? And I'd have Matthew Perry voice my house. I'd also have Bruce Campbell voice my house as well. Like,
I think Bruce Campbell over Matthew Perry, because I can just have Matthew Perry as a house, because it'll be like, "Oh, turn the lights off," and it'll be, "Could I ever turn the lights off even more than I do now?"
Yeah, it'd be Matthew Perry constantly sassing you, but with Bruce Campbell, it'd be like, sure thing. Or, like, it'd just be his voice that would sell it. It'd be like, oh, yes, this is perfect. Get him to read you, like, a bedtime story or something, and it's him just reciting what happens in, like, the second Evil Dead movie.
Tell me what you did to the Deadites.
And then I blew them back to Kingdom Come. Good night. It's like, that was the best story ever. That would be amazing. I would totally be down for that.
First thing as a millionaire, get Bruce Campbell to read you stories.
I love it how, like, the first thing that you think about being a millionaire is just not buy a car, buy, like, fancy clothes or anything. Get Bruce Campbell to read me bedtime stories. Perfect. I think
And then I slowly drift off to sleep. I just want groovy.
That was a pretty groovy bedtime story, wasn't it? Yes, it was, Mr. Campbell.
I couldn't speak to him. If I ever met him, I couldn't speak to him.
Yeah.
Because I'd just be like, hi!
I think, like, my only big achievement, like, gaming-wise was, back when, like, the Fear series was really popular.
Yeah.
And, what was it? Fear... It was Fear 2. And the week that it came out, I remember it came out on a Friday, and I was at my dad's that whole weekend, and basically, as soon as I got there, the only breaks that I took from that game was to eat and sleep, pretty much, and go to the bathroom. But
I find it very interesting because you hate things that are scary.
okay, funny story about that. So, every horror game has to have a school or a hospital level. Like, it's just gotta be in there. And
It's an unwritten law.
yeah, and you're there just like, so this one kind of sends you into both because it's Fear, and they're like, okay, so we're going to go into this school. This school was also like a special school that like the mentally special, and I'm not saying disabled, I'm saying like people that had like mental powers and like
Oh my god. Meet Charles Xavier.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you go in there to like find like something's been going on and you're sent in to like find out what's going on. And oh boy, that level is just horrifying. I hated it so much. And even worse is they send you into a hospital in, well, you get sent to two hospitals. There's the the second level, which just goes on forever. Like, you're like, okay, I've got to finish, and I've got to be finishing this level soon. And then you get to, like, what you think is the end. No, another huge-ass corridor with, like, about 10 jump scares and a small group of soldiers that you got to fight. And then the second hospital that you get sent to has, like, these enemies that kind of, like, reanimate dead bodies around them and just piss bolt off in the opposite direction. And you've got to run after them and, like, gun them down. It's almost like they don't want to be killed again. It's so annoying.
It's almost like the glowy ones in Fallout.
Yes.
In Fallout 4, they actually bring people to life around them. So, like, if you kill, like, a bunch of feral ghouls, they're all automatically alive once it does its little thing.
And
That's annoying.
They give, like, a buff to all the other ones in the area, too, I think.
Oh, a little bit, I think. I think they heal them up as well.
I mean, I could also say that, I got spooked out, like, any time in Fallout 3 where you had to go, like, underground or into missions, into buildings that just didn't look right, Although you could say
Yeah.
that about most of the game. Yeah, the first time you go underground, I was like, hey, this'll be easy. Kills a few rad roaches, kills a few like mole rats, and then out of nowhere, feral ghouls show up, and you're like, oh shit, this game has horror elements to it.
It does. I think, yeah, I think there's a few times where I've actually screamed, and like when I get scared, I'm not exactly like oh, I'm scared. It's a kill it with fire.
Yeah,
Scared.
absolutely.
Yeah, there's been a few games like that. There is one that I want you to play one day. That I have on my Xbox.
What game?
It scared the shit out of me. You're a painter.
Oh, right. Layers of Fear, right?
Did I played it in the dark.
Yeah, good work.
And I almost hit the screen.
Lovely. I've been playing, like, when I used to own a PlayStation 2, I think this was back when the Jak and Daxter games were, like, really popular. And
I never really played
man,
those. I always wanted to though.
they're great. But I was playing Jak 3, and I couldn't get past a mission, so basically my objective instead was to get, like, there were these little, like, two-legged horse-looking things that you could, like, run around the city with, and I just kept leading them to, like, up onto a building and putting, like, all the ones that I could find up there, and then I'd activate, like, my superpowers and just, like, gang kill them, like, straight away. I was bored. And anyway, I was very bored, actually. But, there was also like a little island that had what looked like a gun emplacement, like, on the top of it. And then there was a smaller island out in the middle of the ocean, and I naturally thought, hey, I bet I could swim to that island. So, jump down into the water, start swimming towards the island. Now, every Jak game has an enemy in the water that's unkillable. In the first game, it was a giant fish. In the second one, it was a submarine. In the third one, it's a fucking kraken. And, just swimming along, not worrying about a thing, and then, like, a bunch of tiny little air bubbles start coming up behind me, and I was like, oh, that's probably just my character. And I keep swimming, and then what looked like a tentacle equivalent of a fist just comes out of the water and punches my character and insta-kills him. And I was like, what the shit was that? Instantly turned off my PlayStation 2. Didn't touch it for like a week after I saw that. I was like, nah, I'm done.
Oh, there was one that actually scared me recently that you would have absolutely loved. So I've been through a bit lately, so I bought some drinks.
Okay.
And as you would say, I am the lightweight.
Yep, absolutely.
So I'm there playing Doom.
Yep. Perfect game to play while drunk.
And then I'm doing well. I'm like shooting things, and then I sort of walked into this room and I went, "Oh, cool! This is like a cool down room where you can sort of like get your guns back in order and all this stuff." Turn to my freaking left. There's a freaking possessed right in front of me. I squealed. It's just sort of like, ah!
Good work.
I had the super shotgun too and blew him sky high.
Excellent. Well, I think this is a good spot to leave it for now. If you enjoyed listening to us ramble on about junk and video games, by all means, feel free to give us a like, subscribe, really help the channel out. And we should have another episode out next week. Alright, thanks for listening. See you later.